What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's video, I just want to let you guys know we are restocked on a lot of the shipping plates on my website. So if you guys haven't checked out otlparts.com, the link's down below, and all hybrid racing products on my website are 5% off and free shipping, so that's on there as well. And this is a EK shifter plate that works at B, D, and K series, well, hybrid racing shifters. But yep. So what we are doing in today's video is talking about how we can get this car barred in Cali. A lot of you guys have been asking if this one's barred, and unfortunately this isn't. And a lot of people that have K-swaps in Cali are not barred. But there's actually a couple that are legal here. And there's actually one not too far from me. It's like 30 minutes. He's out in like Carlsbad, Oceanside, I believe. But that was the first time I've seen a car that was actually barred with a K. I believe he's running a K20 A2 from RSX. This is the K20 Z3 from a 0611 SI. Now, the good thing about this motor is this transmission and motor has matching VINs. So this is a whole complete motor from a Civic Si, and that's kind of what you want when you get one barred. But for the most part, if you want to get a K20 barred, or any car barred with a K-swap, you have to make sure that one is it's a USDA motor, two is you have all like the paperwork for it, because they are going to ask you, because when I got my hatch barred, they do ask you for paperwork for one is your motor and your transmission, or your EC or anything. You just want to have paperwork for whatever you bought for that car. You're gonna need that when you go to the referee station. I don't know how strict it is now. In order to get a K20 barred in California, well, as most guys that are from our state, to make it street legal, as in you don't have to worry about getting revved or pulled over and your whole status is illegal. You do need a donor car. So one is you need a donor car. If you get this out of a 0611 Civic Si, you need a 0611 Civic Si as the donor car. Or if you do the RSX K22, you need an RSX donor car. Why I say donor car is because you literally need everything almost from that car. So it's better if you buy a wrecked car or anything like that. So one is, the main thing of course is you need the power plant and the transmission. The ECU, so you need a factory ECU that's for the motor. Two is you need the evap system. Now, the evap systems on the newer cars, you need the whole gas tank. Now, what that is gonna entail is you need to cut a hole in the back of your car to fit a RSX or Civic Si fuel tank, because I think their evap system runs into the tank and along the side. If you guys don't know what that means, is you need to put a tank, run all of the factory RSX or Civic Si fuel line. Of course, the RSX tanks don't fit in these cars, so you do have to get it all welded up, custom made and all that. So you need to run all the hard lines, all the evap lines from the gas tank to the motor. So that's one part, and that can get really expensive unless you know how to weld and do all that stuff. Three is by far one of the most annoying parts, I think, is if you have, let's just say, an RSX motor, USDM, you need an RSX dashboard with the RSX cluster and the whole cabin harness. It has to go all well with the ECU, because you cannot have any cut wires when you guys go through our free station. So that's one thing too. When I got the B16 barred, you have to make sure everything is either soldered and properly well connected. So what I did was I had to extend a couple wires on the B16 because I use a single cam harness. But what I did was I soldered it, and then I bought new wire loom and then electrical tape the whole harness. But I didn't electrical tape just like one side. I did the whole harness, so the whole harness looks brand new, so they'll be like, oh, okay, this is a clean car or clean harness, so I guess it's not cut. They do go around and they tug on your stuff around the ECU, because they did that on mine. When I got the car back from the referee station, the ECU was kind of exposed, but you can see that they pulled my wires out to see if anything's has butt connectors or anything like that. So soldering is your best friend, and using brand new wire loom. And you could literally buy wire loom anywhere at auto parts store or even Harbor Freight or Amazon nowadays. That is another part. So you need to put an RSX dashboard in here. And I've seen it done, I think like once or twice, and I know there's an EG, like Neema's garage, EG, he had the R6 dash in his. It's very doable, but it is a lot of work if you want to make one of these motors legal in your car. Everyone has that fear of getting pulled over, getting popped. Who knows what can happen? The cop could be chill and let you go, or the cop could be like, hey, you know, whatever. You're going to the referee station. And of course, when you get the motor barred, you have to run carb legal intake. But you can run stock airbox. You can run like a short arm to a stock airbox, but you have to make sure you have all like the correct stuff connected to the hose or the intake hose. That is literally like, I guess, the base or the basic idea of how you get a barred. You need the motor, ECU, cabin harness, dash, cluster, gas tank, evap system, because emission. And the best advice I could give you guys, if you guys ever want to get your car barred, even not a K, let's just say like a B16 or a B18, do it really clean. When I brought mine to the referee station, my hatch, I did a really clean job. When they kind of like go through, they're like, you know what, this guy actually kind of cares about his car. This guy takes care of his car and, you know, cares about everything. And then they'll literally pass you pretty easy. Because if you failed the first time, going back the second time, due to some issues that you had on the first time, will make it a little bit more complicated. So they will be more strict, so you have to make sure you pass on the first try. So do a clean job. Don't go in there with a whole engine bay full of oil leaks and stuff. Pressure wash your motor, clean it up, do all your wiring properly, and literally just bring it there super clean, because the cleaner car has less problems, right? So that's what they'll look at it as. That is how you can get one of these barred. There's probably, I don't know if there's any full in-depth like forum thread or YouTube video, but it's a tedious process and a lot of people don't do it because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money. So yeah, that's literally how you can do it. It's a lot of work, like I said. You have to hack up the car. You can't just throw a fuel cell in it. You have to throw in a stock R6 or Civic SI fuel tank in the back of one of these. I think on a four-door is not bad, but on a hatch, you'll have to cut a portion of the back of the car just to fit that fuel tank and create custom brackets and everything to mount up the gas tank. I think that's the most tedious process or expensive, and you're pretty much cutting to the car. The R6 dashboard, I've seen people do it. You can fit it, you just have to trim it slightly, but it will fit in here with some love and stuff, massaging. And then the cabin harness, so running the cabin harness probably might be the most annoying part, but it is what it is, right? So that's if you guys want to get this thing barred, or a K barred and a EK Integra or anything like that. And I still get questions if you can bar a B20 in like an EK or Integra. It is really hard. Supposedly some people got the car barred with a B20, but you can't bar a B20 because it's considered a SUV motor. It's not considered like a direct replacement for one of these. Now the easiest motor to swap in one of these is definitely a B16A2, because it came in the EM1s and it's pretty much the same chassis, just in different color, I guess, or SI. But a B16A2 is the easiest to bar in one of these just because of how simple it is, and you can literally use a Delso ECU, because the Delso B16A3, I think, you just need one of those ECUs from a 96, 97. And the older your car, of course, it is easier to bar a newer motor. So if this was a 96, you can bar a 96 and up motor. If this is a 2000, then you need a 2000 motor, and that's like OBD2B. But you can do it. All you have to do is literally run the whole EM1 SI harness, so the cabin harness and everything, and it's literally straight plug and play. Yep. If you guys want a more in-depth video on barring stuff on an EK or on a B series, let me know. I could do a whole breakdown, but yep, the next video for this is a lot of you guys asked for a cost breakdown for how much this is to do nowadays in today's world, but we'll work on that. All right, now to go run some errands, and hope you guys enjoy this video. Shop ltlparts.com if you guys haven't checked out any, or if you guys need any hybrid racing products or any carbon shifter plates for this chassis. 10th gen, 9th gen, 8th gen is actually coming out tomorrow, so peace out guys, don't sell this, just keep building and stay tuned.